Hey y'all, what's up? This is Sinbad. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I want y'all, y'all know me from acting, y'all know me from comedy and all that stuff. But this ain't about me, man. I'm glad you tuned into one of the most positive platforms on social media. Friday Night Live with my good friend, Cat Carter. Stay tuned and be blessed. Go on, Cat. Tell them what it's all about.
Welcome to Friday Night Live. I am your host, Kat Carter. How are you all doing this evening? Are you doing well? Did you have a good week? Well, Friday Night Live is a positive platform where we come to inform, innovate, and inspire. And I would be lying if I told you all that my heart is really heavy tonight after seeing those people that were killed in New York just going grocery shopping. I mean, I really want to, I think we should really lift up those families that lost their loved ones, lift up that community, and even lift up the killer and his family. I don't know about you all, but I'm just really tired of seeing the things that are happening to our race. I mean, it's happening all over, but it seems like it just keeps happening and nothing is really, I don't know. So I think we're going to talk about it a little bit. I'm so excited that I have my former professor here from my alma mater, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. He was my genetics teacher, and I tell you what, he was not no joke, but he made me the woman that I am today, and I am very grateful for him. Because of him, I went on and got my master's and doing some other things. So I'm just really grateful that he has been a part of my educational growth. Dr. Sederick Rice is in the house. He's been here before. I know you all excited. He is the author that wrote, bam, Stepdads, showing up and showing out. And you know what? Father's Day is coming up in a couple of weeks. So I think it's a good time to maybe talk about this. He's got some good nuggets. So you know what? I am not going to even prolong the time. I'm going to kidnap him for the entire hour. And we're going to have a great time talking about all kinds of great things. So please welcome to Friday Night Live, my professor, Dr. Rice. Ooh. Hey, Doc. How you doing? I cannot hear you. I can't hear you. Try again. Say something. While Dr. Rice is working on that.
All right, how about now?
Oh, yes, sir. I can hear you. Dr. Rice, we have my mom in here. We have Evangelist Sherry Johnson. She's in here. They're actually going to be on the show soon. Oh, I'm so excited. Donna O'Neill.
Hold on just a second. I'm having some difficulty hearing you.
Uh-oh.
Let me, okay, now we're good.
Okay. We got Mother Sarah DeBose in the house.
Hello, Mother Sarah folks.
We got California in the house. Karan. Hey, Karan. Donna O'Neill. Hey, Sister O'Neill. My good friend Marilyn Ford. How you doing, Marilyn? I got to call you back, Marilyn. I got your message. And Maddie Collins. She says, hey, Doc Rice.
Hey, that's Miss Collins.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am just so excited to have you back on Friday Night Live. What has been going on since the last time you were here, Dr. Rice?
Oh, lots of things. You know, we just finished our semester. It was a tough one, but we got through.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier in your broadcast about a lot of changes going on in the world. We're still dealing with a pandemic. We working very hard with our students to help them navigate that, provide resources for them. So it was tough, but we got through it. As
Yeah.
far as me, I'm still parenting, I'm still growing, I'm still learning.
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
think about the next chapter, stepdad, showing up and showing out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Want to shout out to the one and the only Pastor Duke from Columbia, Tennessee, is hanging out with you tonight, Doc.
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I want to dive right into this book.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when we talked about it, it was just coming out last year, and I thought it was a really great book for stepdads, because you have so many nuggets in here to kind of help them along the way. As a matter of fact, it says tips for navigating the complex world of blended family. OMGs. So, how did you come with the concept of this? Why did you even think it was necessary to publish a book like this or write a book like this?
Well, most of it is about me, and most people don't know that. I had to do something to grow because I began to experience some frustration, began to experience some things, and for me, was therapy is writing. And so when I started putting down stepdad, showing up and showing out, I began to grow. I began to feel some of the things that I was experiencing, and then I began to learn. And what I wanted to do was to just provide a guide, really for me, and also for others who might read it. It's humorous tips in there, but really the book is about my growth and development, and it's also about the people in my life who really played a pivotal part in helping me to navigate the complex world of blended families.
All right. So I'm getting a couple of comments that there is an echo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to mute my mic when you talk and see if that helps. So let's do a little test run and see if that helps. Okay. So I'm going to mute my mic, and then you say something, Dr. Rice. Say something to the.
Hello, hello, hello. Did that help?
Did that help a little bit, you guys? Okay. So when you were going through the process of your book, what was that growth process like when you were going through the preparation? Oh my gosh. Because you said this is like your experiences. That's what makes it authentic and real. Because how can you talk about something or tell somebody about something that you haven't even experienced? Okay, they say yes, that does help. So what I'm going to do is when you talk, I'm going to mute. Okay, so go ahead, Dr. Rice.
Well, for me, it was really more about learning. And when I began to write, I began to put those stories together. I tried to be humorous, I tried to be funny, but it was also therapy for me, because there were things I needed to understand, about the process, about being a parent, about being a step parent, about being, these different things in terms of my life. And it was just a blessing to be able to do that. I think I wouldn't say triggered back in 2020, when I thought about it was time for me to write again. I usually write a book about every 10 years, and I was looking for a subject, and it's easy to write about myself. Most other things that I write, I have to find references and I have to do a bunch of research. But when I really just sat down and just laid that thing out, outlined it, I said I want to tell a story about me. And hopefully some of those stories will help others who may be going through this process. And I think I told you I'm thinking about another idea, just an idea called the Other Woman Mama, which is really a case study about women who decide to be a part of blended families. Now, that's something that I don't know much about, but I will be interviewing them, talking to them about that, and because it's a difference. As a father, it's different than as a mother, as a woman coming to the relationship versus a man coming to a relationship. So that's really what the impetus was for that, for the book. And as my tradition, I always talk about the people who have helped me along the way. I always try to honor them in some way and make sure to try to give them their flowers while they're here, to let them know how much they meant to me. Those mentors, that wise counsel that I talk about. And so that's how it all began.
You know what? Transparency, I think, is very important. When you're very transparent, that's what we feel. So by you having the courage to write in the book your good experiences, your challenges, I believe it will help somebody and they'll receive it better, because it's almost like Satan makes you feel like you're the only one. You're the only one going through, and that's just not true. That's just not true. And so I am just really excited for this book. Actually, guys, we're going to be giving 2 of these away, and then we're going to give some more away during Father's Day weekend. And Dr. Rice, if you have any questions for Dr. Rice while we're doing this interview, please put it in the comments. Dr. Rice, when I started the show, I got kind of choked up because before I start every show, I always pray. And when I was in my prayer time meditating to get ready for the show, I started thinking about the people in New York and what we saw in the news. 18-year-old, he drove 200, 300 miles just to kill people in a grocery store, and it was basically an African-American community. And I don't know, it just, my heart is just really heavy right now. As a father, like when you see things like this, how does that resonate to you? What do you experience when you see things like this? Because fathers are supposed to be protectors, covering of the family, so what do you, on a father's aspect, what do you think about what's going on in our world today, specifically that?
Well, what happens for me is I turn my paranoia, up 1,000. I know that there are certain things I cannot control, but what I try to do is I try to pray. I've gotten to my discipline where, with a family, I try to pray in the morning, I try to pray at night, and really just try to get that covering. And I think sometimes my family is wondering, when we're out going places, I'm like, move quick, move fast, it's just part of my psyche. But I think seeing those things just make me thank God for grace and mercy. My heart goes out to those families of those lost loved ones and community. It does give people a sense of fear. Your day-to-day lives are disrupted. You can't even go to the grocery store. Of course, there were shootings before where you're at church. There's it's a lot of different things. So as a father, what I do is I just try to, I ask God to give me the strength to put the greater hedge of protection around the family. So there are a lot of no's that come out. Can I go here? No, you can't. Well, why? You just can't. You can't go. And we're not built with a spirit of fear, but we're also built with common sense. And so, for fathers, and I know that other fathers like that, when they're seeing things like that, they're beginning to make different revolutions as it relates to their families. Kind of tighten things up, being more careful, being more mindful, and I think for the most part, most fathers are pretty paranoid. They're pretty adept on security and trying to keep their families safe, and that's okay. One of my good friends and mentors, Brother Brown, tells me if you want to treat your family like the CIA and the FBI and the Secret Service, then that's your family, and you have a right to do that. And so people have to understand that. And I think sometimes there's a comfortableness with people that they say, oh, well, that's okay. You can trust me, but these events like this, really challenge that trust. And it gets better. But I think for me, what I do is that I just try to stay prayed up, because that's all we can do, and just make the best decisions going forward.
Hey man, that was good. That was a good answer. I mean, mothers, we pray all the time for our children, but I think it's something, and that's special when mothers pray, absolutely. But I think it's really something when you have a God-fearing father over the family that covers that family. So, in your book, you have am I saying it right? A cadence or something? There's a cadence.
Yes.
And I don't know where it is. I saw it. Well, I'm gonna let you talk about it because go ahead, Dr. Wright.
Well, it's a cadence. It's kind of something that came up with the stepdaddy marching cadence. It kind of motivates you. It's kind of like a army cadence. I really love the military. Most of my family members were in the military, Navy, and Army. And it's a cadence that from time to time that I sing to myself. It kind of rhymes, and you remind yourself of certain things. And I wanted to add that to the book as a just kind of as a funny piece. When you think about the lyrics and the words, you think about kind of what your role is as a parent, and kind of what your role is in the bigger scheme of things. Because there's certain things you have to, as a father, you have to learn, you have to get over. You have to understand that you have a different role I believe, and my role has changed. So I want to be there, but not be there, in terms of I want to be present, but not be present. So you have to try to find a balance, in terms of your impact and what you do on a day-to-day basis, because you do have other personalities you have to deal with. People have other lives, and because I have older children, they growing up and doing their own thing, and I still want to be engaged and involved, but at the same time I also have to understand and allow them to grow. And so for me, the big picture was, as parents, sometimes we only see it one way. We never can tell back to when we were that age. And so what I'm trying to do now as my growth is trying to remember, what was I thinking about when I was 18, 19 years old? Probably a lot different than my 18, 19-year-olds, because I didn't have the internet, thank God. They just have the World Wide Web and can do anything. I made a joke I was speaking at a church. I said, how do you get in so much trouble and never leave the house? You can do that with the internet. You can be all over the world and never leave your room. And so that's kind of what that cadence was about. It's just something funny. So when the people, you read the book and you see that little piece, with there, you can sing it, you can look at the lyrics. It's just something to motivate yourself with.
I was hoping you give us a little taste of it. But you know what? Before you do that, I am so grateful that the internet, Facebook, all that stuff wasn't. Well, maybe it was, but my parents didn't let. Wasn't I wasn't on it because woo-wee, I think that protected us from a whole lot of stuff. But I would love. Can you do like a one verse or a one or two? Is
Okay,
it okay?
so when you read the book, it's like, it's a drill sergeant, so you gotta think about Lou Rawls and think about your favorite thing. So so I'll give you a couple lines when I can remember. It says, so think about a group of men marching, and they're getting ready to go to battle. It's like, I don't know what you've been told. I don't know what you've been told. Man is king, but woman is gold. Man is king, but woman is gold. Leave your feelings at the door. Leave your feelings at the door. Selfish ways will work no more. Selfish ways will work no more. And so basically, if you listen to the lyrics, it sets the stage for you understanding what you're getting ready to do, in terms of the big picture, you know. So the next line is, make your money while you can, pay your tithes and make big plans. So that was big for me. So as a father, as the provider, you make your money, but you pay those tithes. And again, because you need that help, and the next line, you provide and they will spend. Trust in God, the family will win. Things like that. So it's just kind of a, when you hear the whole cadence, it's just like, it takes about 30 seconds, but from time to time I listen to it and it gives me motivation for going forward.
Well, Donna O'Neill says, I would love to read his book.
Okay.
My sister says, I want him to sing it. Miss O'Neill says, okay, all right okay. Now. Mother Shirley says, sang Doc.
Uh-huh.
And O'Neill is smiling. I mean, while you can, and definitely trust God. Yes, sir. That's what Marcus D said. Mm-hmm. They said, love it, LOL. It's the day and time we're living in. If my people that are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, humble themselves and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. 2 Chronicles, out praying. That's Mother DeBose. Thank you, Mother DeBose. Mm-hmm. Oh, y'all are just encouraging, Doc. As a matter of fact, while you all are listening to this Dr. Rice with some hearts and some likes. Some light, right? So Doc Ray. What I want to artist is going to play a new. That was Marlon Boone. So there's some issues going on with Facebook. It looks like the stream went out and it went back in. We've been having some weather here, Doc Rice, and I apologize for that. We had actually some tornadoes and, well, we was doing a sound check and everything just went pow. But we've been having some more weather and stuff coming up. So I'm hoping that people can get on. YouTube is fine, and the website is fine. So I'm hoping that they can hear me on Facebook. I can't check that and then be on here at the same time. But Amy, I'm hoping that it got back on because she said that lost the feed on stream on the lost the live, and she's on Facebook, and that was like a minute ago. So I'm hoping that everybody can get back on. All right, so I want to play this game with you. It's called Catastrophe, Catastrophe. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a word on the screen, and you just tell me exactly what comes to your mind as soon as you do it. Okay, as soon as you see it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is the first time I've done this. Okay. So, all right. Wise counsel.
Important. Very, very, very important. Yeah.
Winner.
Something I want to be and something I want to help others to do to win.
All right. Family covering, Doc Rice.
Prayer. Just a lot of praying.
Protector.
My role, and I need to work on that.
Patience.
Ooh, patience. That's something I really need to work on. But I'm getting better. That goes back to trusting God. One of my aunties, my Aunt Dorothy, and she's in the book. My Aunt Dorothy and Brenda tell me all the time. They say, sometimes God doesn't want you to plan; He just wants you to trust Him. And oftentimes as fathers, at least me, I plan everything. I'm trying to lay it out, I lay the bills out, I lay the strategy out, I lay the vacation out. And sometimes, it's just got to be about trust. And I think that trust goes along with faith, and it also goes along with patience. I think you're still muted, Kat.
Thank you. I was just talking. Those were some good answers that you gave. Pretty good, pretty good. That was the first time I did that. So I think that was very befitting because the answers that you gave had to do with being a father. Mm-hmm. All right. So what are some father challenges? Name some father challenges that you've experienced.
Just understanding, my children are not as old as I am. Understanding that my children don't think like I think. Understanding that my children don't see things. We talked earlier about some of the dangers in this world. That's one of the major challenges, and I think for me, I try to balance that with doing enough but not doing too much. And so again, that's something that I have to work on. Is giving them freedom, giving them autonomy to live, but at the same time, trying to put enough covering protection around them so so they come home, because again, I call my children valuable assets, precious cargo, and I don't feel better unless I know the precious cargo is secure. They might not think about it like that, but I consider them to be precious cargo. I treat them like that, and trying to get them to see themselves as that way. So those are some of my challenges, but I think it gets better over time. I hope as a father that they understand, but my big picture is that I understand, and so we'll meet in the middle sometime later. But the precious cargo, you got to take care of the precious cargo. You're still muted, Kat. Yeah.
I gotta get used to doing that. So, what are your next steps? Do you have any new projects or any books? I know you're talking about the Mama book, but do you have any other projects that you want to share with us that's coming up?
No, not at this time. I'm just, again, still thinking about that experience for women that are participating in blended families. Right now, I'm just trying to do a little bit more for the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, write some grants, be more involved in the community. It is Mental Health Month. So I'm really trying to push mental health initiatives in our community, specifically for our young people 12 to 17, including suicide prevention, therapy sessions, because the mantra for most of our young people is, if they're having some trouble or have some adverse childhood experiences, is to medicate them. And we're trying to get away from that because most of our young people just need somebody to talk to, somebody to bounce ideas off of it. And that's really the big trick with social media, is that you're interacting with people, but you're really not talking to people. You're really not having a conversation. You're pressing sentences, but really getting that one-on-one. So what I like to do this summer and also going into the fall is to really to push, community activism in terms of community support, collaboration with the university, with the city of Pine Bluff, collaborations with nonprofits in the area to really help our young people to transition. They still are being affected by this pandemic. They still are being, going through some changes. And so I think that's what I have, on deck going forward. And I'm excited about that. Hit your mute again, Kat.
Oops. Okay, so can we do a few nuggets? I don't want to give everything away. I want to keep the cliffhanger there, but just maybe talk about maybe just one or two things in the book. Is that okay? Just a little bit, give them a cliffhanger.
Sure,
okay. Sure. Year 3. For if a man thinks himself to be something when he is nothing, he deceiveth himself. Galatians 6:3. I have to be boss to make this work. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that.
Well, year 3 was a transition for me because, when I came into this situation, I got to run things. I got to, because that's the only way it's going to work. That's what I was taught, that you man and you roar and you come in and, and I quickly learned that it wasn't like that, and even you see this in the workplace. One of my other mentors talks about having a participatory management style. I came in, my mother was authoritarian. You do what I say, and that's pretty much it. There's no, middle in between. And so I tried to take that approach, but then I realized that I couldn't do it all. And I realized what boss is. You say man is the head of the family. It doesn't mean you're a boss. It just means you're responsible. It just means that you are there, in case something happens, if, the things that are taken care of, and the things when it gets so bad, then maybe you come in and provide some resources and some help. And so that was just a transition for me because that's what I believed. And I thank God for those experiences because a lot of those beliefs had to go away in order for me to be successful. And that's just kind of my personality. Okay, I think it's going to be this way, but it really wasn't that way. And oftentimes it takes, a traumatic experience or a situation where, you just really don't understand this. Like this, and I talk about it in the book. Now, this is not working. I don't understand why this is not working. And so that's what happened in year 3 that I realized that wasn't the best approach to take.
So Maddie Collins says, Doc Rice is a blessing and positive contributor to the Pine Bluff community. His book is awesome, and we are proud of him. Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you. Yes. I think some people are trying to get on YouTube, Doc Rice. You have the president of the NAACP here in Southern Illinois, Edwardsville area. Walter Williams is hanging out with you, encouraging you tonight. Amy Worth, I think she may be on here. I hope she is. She lost the feed to live, so I'm thinking hopefully it's back on. All right. So that was pretty good. I want to give something away. We are halfway through the show already. Do you believe that?
It goes fast.
All right. So I'm going to do a trivia question, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more, okay? All right. Don't get an answer, Dr. Rice. Hold on. Okay, here is a question that has to do with the Great Lakes. How many Great Lakes are there? Is it 4, 5, 6, or 7? Do you know the answer? Do you know the answer? Put it in the comments, and you would be the proud owner of one of Dr. Rice's stepdad showing up and showing out. How many Great Lakes are there? 4, 5, 6, or 7? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments. Dr. Rice, you know the answer? Don't tell it. I know you know it. I can see right now you want to tell us so bad. I can tell. I can tell. So what I'm going to do is, Dr. Rice, while they're doing that, I want to talk about maybe one more thing in the book. Let's see. You have so many really nice pictures of people in here that you're saying thank you to that, oh my gosh. You have so many people that you're giving. Like, I guess this is the part where you were talking about giving your flowers to the people that have been important or have helped or in some way in your life, giving them their flowers while it's due, which is very important. You have so many thank yous in here. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Love, year 6. And it's the 1 Corinthians verse about love being patient. Mm-hmm. It says it's not personal. She loves the children more than you. Mm-hmm. Talk about that.
Well, that was a realization that I had to come with, and I think that most men have to come to that realization. You know, you meet a beautiful woman, you marry a woman, you have children, and you want to have a certain role in their life. And for me, it took me a little while to understand that as much, you know, as my spouse loved me, the children will always be different, you know, because they have a bond that I don't have with them. And so as I grow and I think about that situation, I began to realize that, you know, that's okay. You know, when I first started this, like, okay, I don't understand. You know, we're in this together. You know, are you gonna take my side or their side? Or I need you here with us on one accord. But then I realized that I had to navigate that because it's always going to be a different relationship. And I think that any man that comes into a blended family or in any family has to understand that there's going to be a different bond between that mother and that children. And that's nothing wrong with that. It just took me a while to get it, to see, okay, I'm trying to fill a void in a space that's not a void in a space for me to feel. And so once I understood that, then I said, oh, okay, this is how this thing works. And then again, I began to grow, and again, going through year 6, year 7, and so, okay, as I get closer to year 10, I'm starting to realize, okay, here's where I need to be. And this process is going to bring me to that place. One more unmute.
So, Doc Rice, do you know the answer to this question? The question that we put up here. Let me put it back. Do you know the answer?
I don't want to guess.
You don't want to guess, Doc?
No, I don't want to guess. I want to let the audience guess.
So the correct answer is 5. There are 5 of them. And so we have a few winners on here. Thank goodness, because I think everybody else got knocked off. So we got a few winners. Okay. And so I'm going to go to another, I'm going to go to another artist and then figure out who the winner is. And then I will be back in just a minute, Doc Rice, okay? All right.
Nice, sis. I'm gonna do a little something. I'm gonna play a little bit of something off the top. Get back to the interview. I'm gonna let us cool out for a little bit. So how's everybody?
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. We got some weather going on and it's a little choppy this time. I apologize, Dr. Rice. That just means you got to come back. I was trying to see if Facebook was back. I don't think it is. I have YouTubers on here. But we got a few people on here. They can go back and watch the replay. So the winner of the first stepdad showing up and showing out, and I'm hoping Dr. Rice, I've talked to him, so he is going to autograph this book for us, is Walter Williams. And Walter Williams, Doc Rice, is the president of the NAACP in the Southern Illinois, Edwardsville area.
Wonderful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So congratulations, Walter Williams. Okay. And so my mom says she's on YouTube. Okay. So yeah, something happened with Facebook, which is really weird, but it is what it is. All right. So Doc Rice, I kind of want to talk about UAPB a little bit, but we're supposed to talk about the book, right? Okay. All right. We'll talk about the book. What encouragement would you give for a father, and then a father that is a stepfather?
Well, I think they're both the same. And I made the example of starting off talking about Joseph, the most famous stepfather. And I think everybody knows who his son was. So for me, of course, I'm not on everything, but I think just going into it with an open mind and just expect to grow. Just expect to grow, expect to go through changes. One of the wise counsel, the Hannahs, and I think they've been married 67 years, 68 years. And Deacon Hannah told me one time, he said, the thing that you worry about today won't even matter next week. And so oftentimes as men, we pine over things and obsess over things. My one of my frat brothers tell me, don't let the small things get you off track. Brother Brown from Monticello. And I want to give a shout out to the Browns from Monticello. One of my other good friends, Joseph from Vermont, she tell me, you fight fire with water, not with fire. So just those little things like that. So for a father, I think it's important that that you just develop a level of patience and just expect to grow through the whole process.
Okay. That was good. You're welcome, Mr. Williams. Walter, you're welcome. All right. Okay, so we are almost at the end of the show. I want to try to give one more away. I wanted to give two away tonight, so Let me do this last trivia, and then I'm going to allow you to give some words of encouragement, Doc. Um, this is the question. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is the address of what important American building? The Alamo, the Empire State Building, the White House, or Willis Tower? Put the answer in the comments for your chance to win stepdads showing up and showing out. Tips for navigating the complex world of blended family. All right, so what building is at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Let me know. Do you know the answer to that, Doc Rice?
I think so.
No, you do. Okay, so I'm going to allow you to give a few words of encouragement for the people that are on here. And after you do that, while you're doing that, I'm going to see if I can get some winners on here. And then we're going to end the show with maybe one more song. Oh, do you want to give some shout outs? We'll make sure you get some shout outs and stuff too before you go, okay? All right, so go ahead and do your encouragement. Go ahead.
Just keep on going. We're living in a crazy world. Understand, as I tell my students, it's always the end of the world until the next day. And so, just keep praying, just keep thanking God for grace and mercy, and just keep working. I think that's a part of it. I've had situations, I consider myself still to be a young father in this game of life. I have friends who've been married 30 plus years and they have children that are 30 years of age or older. And one thing that I'm just learning for them is that I don't want, I thought I wanted to be protected from those experiences, so tell me everything that you know, give me all your wisdom so I don't have to experience those things that you experience. But I think that, oftentimes we have to be mindful that we need to go through some of those things to learn and to grow. And so you got to be mindful of that. I would also recommend just keep your mentals in check. Think about your mindfulness. You got to get you some rest. You can't conquer the world if you're tired or if you run down. And so just take that private time. Your family needs you. They need you there. And so oftentimes we're chasing the resources. We're trying to work the double jobs. We're trying to do these different things. But again, as I said earlier, sometimes, we got to put the plan away. We just got to trust God. So that's my encouragement. I want to give a shout out to, again, the Browns out of Monticello. Give a shout out to the Stanfields in Florida. Give a shout out to the Swifts in Maryland. Give a shout out to Miss Maddie Collins. That's my colleague, Iowa Center for Education. We work with young people in the Pine Bluff area. And I just want to give a shout out to all the audience members and those who tuned in tonight to see me. I want to also say, kind of on a funny note, see, I really wanted to be bald tonight. And I tried to get that pose that I had in that picture that you put on that nice flyer. But my family is doing an experiment with me. And they put some kind of juice or something on my head, and my hair is really growing. Like my eyebrows are growing, my beard, hair on my ears. I don't know what it is. They just told me to close my eyes. This smells like papaya juice and lemonade. I don't know what that is, but it's really can you see my hair? It's really making my hair grow. So we might be on to something. So you might be seeing me in another realm for that. So I definitely want to give a shout out to my family, to my wife, to my children for stressing me out, for putting me through changes, for taking all my money, making me creative, keeping me up at night. But that's a part of it. That's a part of that life and part of that growth. So again, I want to thank you for this opportunity to be on your show. Great show. Love your intro. And I want to do anything I can to support you and promote you going forward.
Thank you, Doc Rice. You have always been a supporter of me ever since I got started with this. I really appreciate it. I mean, it's good to have good people in your circle, and we have a lot of history. As you all know, this is one of my former professors from the University of Arkansas, Pine Bluff. Mm-hmm. Marcus D says, you're right. We have to go through. We can't avoid everything. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yes. So that was really, really good. Also, want to send a shout out again to Pastor Duke. He was kind of helping me on this end, trying to get some technicals taken care of. So I really appreciate that. And also want to send a shout out to Kevin Moore. He is the artist that we played at the very beginning. I think we played Peace Be Still because of what's going on in our world today. I thought that was befitting Dr. Rice. So this is the picture Dr. Rice was talking about. We want to thank Dr. Rice for coming on again to hang out with me on Friday Night Live. Y'all see that picture? I'm trying to see. Okay, so you was trying to get that picture. Let me see the head.
Action pose.
Nathan gave you some hair growth. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then next week, my good friend Rod Tate will be in the house. You all don't want to miss him. It's going to be a phenomenal show. Rod Tate, I've known him for some years. He is a beast on that saxophone. So you all make sure you all tune in for that. I want to apologize again for the technical difficulties. Like I said, we actually had a tornado touchdown here, Doc Rice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we were under we were under tornado warnings, severe thunderstorms, and we got more weather on the way, and I believe that's what's causing the hiccup tonight. But that's okay. We still got through it. Best wishes on your book, Doc Rice. You know, I'm going to keep promoting it for you and help any way that I can.
Thank you.
When time permits, I would love for you to come back again. The second winner is going to be Marilyn Ford. She's going to get the other book. Dr. Rice is going to autograph them and get them out to you guys. So congratulations to Walter Williams and Marilyn Ford. You get the book. All right. And the rest of you got to tune in for Father's Day. I'll be giving more books out then. Let me see. Let's look and see what's on here. Marcus D says, won't he do it? Take all your money. I don't know what you're talking about. Maddie Collins, great job. Thanks for tuning in, Maddie. Come back when you have time. We already gave it away. And then Holmes. I wonder what she was talking about. Do you know what she was talking about? Holmes. I don't know what she was talking about. Okay, so thanks again, Dr. Rice. Thank you. Yes, sir. You all have a safe and a wonderful week. And Lord willing, I will see you all next Friday, okay? All right, Dr. Rice, you want to have anything final to say before we get out of here?
Just God bless.
All right, you all have a great evening. Thank you so much, Dr. Rice.